Hi. So this was a protest here in Argentina. They're complaining about somebody who was killed in the Congress here. There's claims of justice all over the world. This is like a mixed situation because they talk about it's like private and business at the same time. Because they mention the country and all the time, but it's more like a settling between different groups. So there was some sort of agreement made between this was the Jewish community in Argentina and the Iranians, and they were like their sort. And then there's some politics, and then this guy was shot like 5 years ago, and so everybody's here together, you know. But the main point is that everybody's playing for justice because it's this whole thing all over the world. It's a dark age. We all know that in Europe, but some people they don't. So here they focus on the problem itself, but there's so many. In this specific case, his name is Nisman, who is a judge here, somebody who works in justice, and he was shot 5 years ago, exactly 5 years ago. So this is the flag monument here. So this is the city I was born. Well, I'm not that related for Argentinian matters because I'm an Argentinian citizen, but I was raised here as a foreigner, so I'm international. I do vote here. I did vote for the candidate they did support here. He's an Italian Argentinian. His name was Macri. And so the good thing is that everybody's coming for justice, but that's all over the world. It's a lot of matters. This is the case just a particular man that he was rich and famous, and that's why he has all this commotion. I think he was a member of the Jewish Argentinian community, so that's why he has all this big movement. But it's a controversial case. I think it's more related to business, you know, between Iran and you know the whole other messes there. But he was killed. That's no doubt about it. It's bad. But then they covered it up. They said it was a suicide. But it's just a bit mixed with the nationalism because some people, that's not private and business mix it up. You know, it's a bit difficult to understand the whole thing, but it is justice, the number one thing everybody's claiming about. And this is it's a very famous monument here in Argentina, which is called the flag monument. It's why the flag was risen by the first time. It's a very old republic. It has about 200 years. And I'm here in my shirt. My claim for justice also. My claims are more like millennium style, so this is a bit more old school. Mine's more millennium, it's about social media and everything, like all the criminal activities, you know, that the Zuckerbergs are conducting, and Instagram, you know, all the horror shows that everybody has been exposed to, you know, in America and everywhere about the Instagram, social media, whatever, Google, all the whole horror show. Like today, I made some print screens, for example. I'm in Argentina, and the robots of Google, they have identified my location. And I received very precise directions about work. So they spied my phone, they found the location, they assumed that I was in this restaurant, and then they just post this, like, on my phone, a direction saying, please explain to us what's your position about this restaurant, you know, like, made print screens all filed, you know. Once again, it's my appeal. There's a big lack of qualified attorneys. The problem is that it's been 107 years of this dark age, so obviously it's almost impossible to find like qualified attorneys nowadays, because a lot of times, you know, like when you want to hire an attorney nowadays, you need to charge the attorney for you to explain the problem first, and it's really bad. But we keep fighting. It's all good, you know. Like, it's a dark age. One of the things they said is that the local mainstream newspaper is calling them live dead, the live dead. But we know we're survivors. It's a dark age, so that means that usually mainstream is bad, and in private you have like good people. So they're like, this is a kind of a section of good people who are survivors and trying to get associated and survive on this 8 days of darkness. So we see. So it's just the survivors, the current survivors. And so there's a lot of very important in the history of the country, you know, like, and so this is the monument, the flag monument. There's a lot of very famous Republican historical people, and it's about, you know, the Argentinian. Argentina is very free. Argentina, France, and America, they have a very strong feeling of freedom, equality, liberty. So that's very strong here. I think it's even more than Ireland or other countries are, because it's been like the republic's like 200 years old. It's very old, and so. But yeah, there are survivors here too. They're claiming for the local problems there, and this case in particular is famous because the victim is somebody rich and important. But Argentina has very bad rankings nowadays. It's Latin America, so usually Latin American cities are very, like Rosario, for example, used to be a very well and civilized city up to the 90s and 80s. They had a very big, complicated history, but nowadays it's just like anywhere else in Latin America. So usually here's a fancy part of the town, it's the city center, but when you go to the outskirts, there is a lot of shanty towns, like very Brazilian style, like there are a lot of drug dealers, like very famous in South America as a drug dealer. There's a lot of drug dealers around, and so I mean this year, I mean that guy is a famous guy, but they shot about 15 people. Like that's what they're on the news here. It's like they're shooting one person a day here, which is very high ranking for the city. So yeah, it's a lot of things going on, but that's also cathedral. It's a wonderful cathedral. My uncle, aunt, she was there was service for her there when she was. So yeah, so these are the bicycles. They're very civilized, very nice. I've been using them. They're very cool. And yeah, so that's also the main street. And yeah, so I finished here, but then I'll write later about this case here. But it's very beautiful protest, very well done. You know, Argentinians are very fancy in a lot of things. So this is a post office. It used to be national, it's not anymore, it's privatized. It's a lot of Argentina and Ireland. There's no way to really simplify anything, all right? But look, the invoices are past due. The invoices are past due. And look, let's claim for justice. I hope this is going somewhere. We're survivors, number one. Maybe the results are not going to be right now, but you know, we have to focus on the survival mode because it is a dark age, and anything mainstream is really bad, and keep it going. So look, happy 2020 for everybody. And Benartai or Argentine, Benartai or Argentine, all right? The city where Che Guevara was born, the city, Messi was also born here. Oh, there's some famous. No, the Pope and the Queen of Netherlands. They were born in Buenos Aires, in the capital. This is the second city, like going to the coast. All right, cheers. All right, cheers. Bye.